So hey guys, been a couple of weeks since I did a little update, and well, I've been doing a lot of stuff and I thought I'd take you through them. But first, on a bit on a sad note, I'm sorry to say that my female mandarin Lassie, she passed away this weekend after nearly 2 years together. Everything's been going great, but unfortunately she had gone and become egg-bound, and there was nothing I could do about it, so yeah, pretty sad. Alright, so let's start with my main reef tank. Alright, so here's where a lot of things have been happening. As you might remember, which I'll show you in this clip here, I had a lot of mushroom corals and zoas here that had started to take over. Well, I didn't like that, so I did some real reorganizing. Take a good look, guys. This is the last you're ever gonna see of the reef tank looking like this. I have come to an impasse. Few bad decisions here and there made during the learning curves over the years. The soft corals here have become a problem, especially this mushroom. The irony here is that this mushroom coral used to consist of only one polyp on this rock. And it was just one polyp for several years until it just exploded. But now it sadly is causing harm to my hammer here. You can see some of the skeleton there is sort of, the tissue has receded, it sort of died back because of the irritation from those mushroom corals. And they've spread and they are doing similar thing here on my Monty colony here. So yeah. They're so heavily entrenched, I'm gonna have to take and tear down about half the reef here. Also gonna try to take a lot of these zoas too and move them, because they're not entirely playing nice either. They're not quite as vicious, but they're trying to crowd out my Monty a bit there. So yeah, the next you see this tank will look very, very different. So what we have going on here is that, well, first things you might notice is there's not much equipment to be seen. And what I have done is I have created a little pillar here to try to obscure or try to conceal the stream pump back here. So I have attached a whole bunch of my yellow-green Monty frags to the rocks here. So it's my hope that they will eventually be covered. And I really recently took the plunge here and have gotten some very nice acro frags here. Actually, what it was first an entire colony. The guy at the fish store gave me an incredible good deal on it. It was a fairly nice colony, but it had been nibbled on by an acropora crab he had running around. So anyway, I took and broke it up, and funny story, I didn't intend for it to be this many fragments. First I tried to use my bone cutters, and well, didn't work out too well, and yeah, I tried to break it off by hand too hard, so I decided to try and chisel off the main branches, and well, when I started hammering, the entire colony shattered into pretty much a dozen pieces. So yeah, I have them scattered here. So yeah, what I have here is temporarily a daughter colony sitting from the big green one here. This rock, it's my intention to try to grow and cultivate a couple of these red frags. Now this one hasn't exactly been in the best condition, so it's browned out a little, but it's normally it's sort of a bit of a red color. So like I said, I have completely tossed out pretty much all the, well, I've tossed out virtually all the softies. The only ones I'm keeping here are my old decade-old protopalithoas here, because they are very slow growers for me. I've had them for nearly 10 years and they haven't grown much bigger than this. Now, what you might remember here from this pillar is that I used to have a frog spawn coral. And well, we'll get to that one in a moment, but basically it was starting to just simply grow too big, become a too dominant feature of this tank. So yeah, I was to the pet store, to the fish shop a couple of weeks ago, and or was it? No, it was a week ago. And I got a couple of new cleaner shrimp. Now, of course, they don't quite want to come out to play. So this is what used to be my mandarin tank. Like I said, I had to throw out a lot of corals and stuff, and overall I realized that I just didn't have enough room. So as I mentioned, I had to throw out my frog spawn. So it's here now, I got a fair bit of space here. Well, I still sort of put it a bit in a corner here because I did not want it to become a dominant feature of the tank. So what I have done here is I have built a nice little rock wall around the skimmer and that here to try to conceal it a little bit. I mean, there you have the top off the skimmer, and you have a small little carbon-filled cartridge, and there you have my Eheim stream pump. And behind here we have behind here anyway we have the heater. So this is the Aquascape. Forgive the reflections, it's in the middle of the day. And well, basically this tank I'm envisioning as a mainly LPS and Zoa dominated tank. Now of course there's some debate regarding as to whether or not Cactus Corals, Havona Cactus are SPS or LPS. I mean, they sort of have smallish polyps, but at the same time they share characteristics with LPS. So this is a red Havona Cactus. It's I picked it up when I was at the pet shop last week, or at the fish store last week, and it's looking quite happy here, all nice fuzzy full extension. And up here we have a small frag of that colony. This is my old green Havona Cactus, which seems to be doing reasonably well. And then over here I have here and somewhere there I have as well as there I have a couple of nice Zoa frags. And I have another Zoa colony up here. Can we get a good view on this one? Yeah. And then there's another small one down here, which has been neglected and thrown into another tank for quite a while. So the idea is that in time all the Zoas are going to grow and sort of fill out, and I'm hoping to have something of a Zoa garden. And I'm hoping that the green Havona Cactus will mostly stay topside, and that the red one is going to grow and take over this whole rock here. So, and this is all new rock. All this rock, it's brand new, all of it. Also got it last weekend, or the weekend that preceded the last weekend, if you want to be technical. So as you can see, I'm having a wee bit of diatom bloom here, which hopefully should wane eventually. Alright, and here we have, I guess, what is incidentally my latest reef tank. It's a bit of a mishmash of softies and some SPS corals. This is pretty much all the rocks and that I have pulled from both the other tanks that was being completely covered and overrun by softies. You can see that this rock is pretty heavily covered in star polyps, and this is the mother colony of my yellow montes, and you can see it's pretty heavily infested with zoas there, and some mushrooms. And well, let's not even talk about, when we're talking about infestations, let's not even talk about this rock. So yeah, I basically set this tank up to just dump them all in, and incidentally I thought the aquascaping turned out very nice from just having randomly dumped stuff in. So right now I have a Blau nano LED freshwater LED light, and it's actually has a couple of has dual channel dimmable LEDs, as you can see. Quite nifty. I'm not entirely certain that it provides quite enough illumination, so I've ordered, which I'm going to pick up today, another one of these. Although this is a so-called freshwater version, so it has 6,500 Kelvin lights. The one I've ordered is the marine version, which has, I think it is 14,000 Kelvin lights and some royal blues. This one also has a couple of red LEDs there, as you probably can see. So yeah, that pretty much sums up what I've been up to. And yeah, this coming weekend now I'm actually going to a frag swap, so hopefully I'll be able to sell off some of those frags and maybe get some nice new additions. So yeah, thanks for watching.